Hey guys, welcome back everybody to a brand new video. I'm your host from Crypto Basket. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Now before I get started, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure, like always, hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my uploads. It's safe to say that much of the time, not an awful lot seems to happening on Bitcoin. Yes, it gets talked about a lot the time, and yes, we keep a beady eye on its price as well. And Michael Saylor tweets as well, basically the same thing about it every day. But that's all stuff that happens Bitcoin beyond Bitcoin itself. Development on Bitcoin network tends to be a little, well, shall we say, chilled. So yep, exactly that sort of vibe. But in recent week, Bitcoin has become a little more animated with the arrival of Ordinals. This protocol has shaken up the Bitcoin community and brought a new dimension to the big daddy of cryptocurrencies. And of course, this being, Bitcoin, there's been no shortage of argument and polarization in the community as a result. So what are ordinals? Why are people talking about it? And what they could mean for Bitcoin? Okay, first thing first, as you all doubtless be aware, everybody, Bitcoin consists of 100 million satoshis or sats. The ordinals protocol allows for sats to be sent individually and with optional extra data attached. This data can take the form of text, image, video, or your name. It now attached data to sats in this way is known as inscription. So as of earlier this week, 100,000 and counting inscriptions has been made now. So ordinals can be minted by those running Bitcoin nodes, and the name derives from the way in which the ordinals protocol assign numbers to every set based on the order in which they are mined. So thus ordinal numbers among these 100,000 plus inscriptions, there are few familiar faces, including the ordinal punks and ordinal penguins, and given the ability to those in the Bitcoin and the crypto community in general to pick up an idea and run with it, we can surely expect to see more original and unoriginal ideas scratched onto sats before too long. And all this, I should add, has been made possible by the last major upgrade to the Bitcoin taproot, which took place back in 2021. If you're thinking to yourself, hang on a moment, this is bloody well NFT on Bitcoin, right? Well, you're kind of correct. There are some differences between ordinals and the NFTs, we're used to seeing on platform like Ethereum, but the comparison is essentially sound. It's worth noting though that while NFTs are created using smart contracts and assets, they represent and often hosted elsewhere. Ordinals are inscribed directly into the individual sets, which are then included into the blocks on the Bitcoin. So as per the press release which accompanied their launch and which was cited in the article from Bitcoin magazine, ordinals, quote, are fully on chain and do not require a side chain or separate token in inscription, inherit the simplicity, immutability, security, and durability of Bitcoin itself. Speaking to Decrypt, meanwhile, ordinals creator CZ Rodimore said, quote, the ordinals protocol is just a system for numbering satoshis, giving individual sets a series number and then tracking them across transactions. Now, Sezi is a software engineer who has previously worked on Bitcoin Core. So it perhaps fair to say that he's a Bitcoin community insider, even if his invention has predictably enough angered some of his fellow Bitcoiners. Well, get to that in a moment. So essentially, ordinals has created another use case for the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin network, to be exact, beyond the simple transferring of value, inscribed set are now competing for block space with the regular BTC transaction, which increase network fees. Now, while that may not sound ideal, remember that these fees are vital incentives for miners to secure network as block rewards. So dwindle over time. Eventually, network fees will pretty much be the only reason for committing to the hash power to the Bitcoin in the future. Ordinals are adding extra utility to Bitcoin, and according to Glassnode, not only have they helped derive the number of non-zero Bitcoin addresses to an all-time high of 44 million, but quote, this is a new and unique moment for Bitcoin history, where an innovation is generating network activity without a classic transfer of coin volume. For momentarily purpose, this describes a growth in the user base and upwards pressure on the fee market from usage beyond the typical investment and monetary transfer use case. But of course, this being Bitcoin, not everyone agree. Adam Back, CEO of the Blockstream, and about as the AOG, as they come seems them as a frivolous waste of block space, and objects to quote, the sheer wastage and stupidity of an encoding. At least do something efficient, otherwise it's another proof of consumption of the block space. Tingy, which quite neatly sums up the divide in the Bitcoin community on one side and fervent and non-toxic maxes like Adam and many others who believe Bitcoin relative simplicity and limitation to storing and transferring value should be preserved at all cost, while on the other, more progressive voices argue that the Bitcoin needs to adapt in order to thrive and survive. Don't expect this fundamental argument to be resolved anytime soon, but you can expect to hear ordinals getting talked about and argued over quite some time to come, which doesn't at least make a nice change for FTX, SPF, the SEC and all the other fantastic fare we've been having to chew on recently. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video.